Paris, France, home of the finest restaurants and the greatest chefs in the world. All my life I've wanted to be one of them. You may think that's a strange dream for a rat, but I've always believed that with hard work and a little luck, it's only a matter of time before I'm discovered.
This is my review of Ratatouille, released in 2007. Last year's Pixar effort, Cars, wasn't my cup of tea. I felt it, though technically fantastic in terms of visuals, it lacked any emotional level, any level of connection for the audience. I'm not taking my words back either, though given the quality of Ratatouille, I may have to re-watch Cars in case I missed something, I don't know. Before I start the review on Ratatouille, I have to mention the short film that came on before it, Lifted. That's why Pixar are so good. Not only do you get a full-length feature film, you get a short film to the quality of the feature majority of the time. Lifted is no exception. A funny and fun short film that made me laugh all the way through and set the tone and the mood for the enjoyment of Ratatouille brilliantly. Ratatouille is the story of Remy, a young rat living in the French countryside. A wannabe chef, though being a rat, this is a difficult conquest. When he gets separated from his family, he ends up in Paris, inspired by the ghost of his cooking idol, Gusteau. Remy finds himself at his idol's restaurant. Here he spots Linguini, a young man who is working at the restaurant as a garbage boy. Remy finds himself inside the restaurant, unable to resist using some of the ingredients. He adds spices to a soup that Linguini had made. The soup turns out to be a success, and Linguini, who can't cook, teams up with Remy to cook great food while trying to keep the rat a secret and win the heart of fellow chef Colette. Like any Pixar film, this is a visual feast. One scene in which Remy is swept up in a drain pipe, then into the sewers, is fantastic. The water effects, with the faultless looking water roaring and thrashing against the screen, is a genuine delight to watch. Then this is quickly followed by a sequence in which we follow Remy through the air vents and in between the walls of houses in Paris, seeing him dodge mouse traps, running frantically, and we see glimpses of people living their lives in the rooms below. This is brilliant and a joy to watch also. All the food looks good enough to eat, and other aspects such as bottles and glass look flawless too. I'd also like to mention a scene in which Linguini is asked to get rid of Remy when he is discovered in the kitchen. Linguini takes him to a nearby channel that runs through Paris. During this scene, the visual effects really shine. The fog and the mist cover the Paris sky, and the faint glaring of lights in the background. This scene, above all in terms of visuals, may be Pixar's finest work. It really took me by not surprise, but it took hold of me and kind of thought, wow, that is amazing. It really stuck out in my mind. In my Cars review, I mentioned the character of Mater, who I described as, and I quote, the characterless stereotype of a dumb sidekick. And in the name of fairness, this is evident here as well. This time it's taken by Remy's brother, Emil. There is a certain quality that will sell toys, as he has a lot of the lighter, cruder laughs, such as burps and such like, though not to the degree of Mater. This character annoyed me ever so slightly. Also, if we're on the subject of similarities with Cars, we arrive at Remy's dad. Much like Doc Hudson in Cars, Remy's dad offers advice to the main character, who, much like Lightning McQueen, declines his advice. However, I guess most Pixar movies have this convention. Wait, so should I take back my comments about Cars? No. And why? Because Ratatouille has one defining factor that separates it from Cars, that is, Colette. The love story between Colette and Linguini is great. It feels real and has ups and downs even during its 1 hour and a half runtime. You really feel for Linguini because you can tell he's trying and working hard at his job and really cares for Colette, but what made me connect to it more than Cars? They're humans. All in all, Pixar is back on form. A heartfelt film that, along with lots of likeable characters, proves that they can still get back on the horse after a slip-up. All in all, I have to hail Pixar for their contributions not only to animation but to film.